In the heart of a sun-scorched land, where sand whispers tales of forgotten empires, a legend sleeps, a story suspended between history and myth, of a wonder so beautiful it defied reality. A garden that touched the heavens, a jewel in the crown of a golden city. This is the story of the Hanging Gardens of Babylon. Our journey begins in Mesopotamia, the cradle of civilization along the banks of the mighty Euphrates River. Here, more than 2.5 millennia ago, stood the city of Babylon. Under the rule of its greatest king, Nebuchadnezzar II, Babylon blossomed into the largest and most magnificent city of the ancient world. Its walls were said to be so wide that chariots could race upon them. At its heart stood the Tower of Babel, a ziggurat reaching for the sky, a testament to human ambition. Palaces adorned with brilliant blue glazed bricks depicted lions and dragons, symbols of power and divinity. Babylon was a beacon of culture, science, and art, a bustling metropolis where merchants from distant lands traded exotic goods, and astronomers charted the stars with unparalleled precision. It was an age of splendor, a golden era etched into the clay tablets of history. But amidst this grandeur, a more personal, more poignant story was about to unfold. Legend tells us the Hanging Gardens were not built for power or for the gods, but for love. King Nebuchadnezzar had married a queen from a land of green hills and lush mountains, a princess named Ametis of Media. Far from her verdant homeland, the queen grew melancholic. The flat, arid plains of Mesopotamia made her heart ache for the rolling landscapes of her youth. Seeing his beloved wife's sorrow, the powerful king conceived a truly audacious plan. He would not just build her a garden, he would build her a mountain. A man-made marvel of terraces and trees that would rise from the desert floor, a vibrant green oasis to soothe her homesick soul. It was to be a declaration of love written in soil and water, leaf and blossom, a sanctuary of beauty in the heart of the bustling city, a piece of her home, brought to her by the king who ruled the world, but whose world was her. Imagine a structure unlike any other, a ziggurat not of solid brick, but of life. Tiers of stone, rising one upon the other, each level a sprawling terrace filled with deep soil. From this earth sprang a botanical wonderland. Towering date palms stood beside elegant cypresses, while weeping willows trailed their leaves over the stone balustrade. The air, thick with the scent of jasmine and rose, hummed with the buzz of bees. Exotic fruit trees, heavy with pomegranates and figs, offered their sweet bounty. It was a vertical forest, a symphony of green that cascaded down the structure like a verdant waterfall. But how could such a lush paradise survive under the relentless Mesopotamian sun? The answer lies in an engineering feat that was centuries ahead of its time. The Babylonians were masters of water. Deep within the structure, a complex and ingenious system of irrigation was at work. Some scholars believe they used a device called a chain pump, an endless loop of buckets, powered by slaves or animals, that lifted water from the Euphrates River. This water then flowed through a network of channels and aqueducts, nourishing the roots of every plant, from the lowest tier to the very top. It was a constant, life-giving pulse, a mechanical heart that allowed this impossible garden to thrive. This marriage of natural beauty and human ingenuity is what made the Hanging Gardens a true wonder of the ancient world. Yet, for all its fame, a profound mystery surrounds the gardens. While ancient Greek and Roman writers like Strabo and Diodorus Siculus described them in vivid detail, their accounts were written centuries after the gardens supposedly vanished. Curiously, there are no Babylonian records of this magnificent structure. No mention in the cuneiform tablets of Nebuchadnezzar, a king who meticulously documented his every building project. Archaeologists have scoured the ruins of Babylon, but have found no definitive evidence, no foundation that perfectly matches the descriptions. This silence in the historical record has led many to question, were the Hanging Gardens real, or were they a beautiful fiction, a traveler's tale that grew more elaborate with each retelling? Some theories suggest the legend was a confusion with another city. Perhaps the gardens were not in Babylon at all, but in Nineveh, built by the Assyrian kings, whose palace gardens are well documented and fit the descriptions in some ways. Or maybe the gardens were purely a poetic creation, an idealized vision of the East imagined by Greek scholars who had never set foot there. The Hanging Gardens of Babylon remain an archaeological enigma, a ghost of history, a mystery that makes them all the more captivating. So, why, after 2,000 years, does this phantom garden still hold such a powerful grip on our imagination? Perhaps it's because the hanging gardens represent something deeply human. They speak of our desire to create beauty in desolate places, to defy the limitations of our environment. They are a monument to love, a testament to the extraordinary things we do for those we cherish. They embody our yearning for paradise, for a lost Eden where nature and humanity exist in perfect harmony. Whether they were a physical place of brick and blossom, or a magnificent legend passed down through generations, the hanging gardens live on. They bloom not in the Iraqi desert, but in the fertile soil of our collective memory. They are a reminder that some stories are so beautiful, so inspiring, that they don't need to be proven to be true. They simply need to be remembered. And in our remembering, the gardens will hang forever, timeless, an evergreen, a wonder for all ages. Thank you for joining us on this journey. If you are captivated by this story, please like, share, and subscribe for more tales from the annals of history.